What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So, I kind of want to do a FICO Vintage Score credit formula breakdown, so people can understand how the formula of credit is actually broken down, how it works, how everything goes through, how do you understand how formula is actually done, and how it equals out into your score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everybody out on the board real quick, and we're going to go over this, and we're going to break this down very very simply, where everybody can understand what's going on and how it works. Because this is the key. This is, if you understand how the credit scoring factors work and the formula, this is how you can actually start to adjust your credit quickly. And the way that we're going to adjust our credit quickly is by understanding what we need to do and what's going to have the most impact. So I'm going to put the scene over. I'm going to bring it up on the board, and let's get into it. So as we over here, we have our two formulas, our two types of formulas. We have our Vantage scoring model and our FICO scoring model. Vantage is on FICO's on the top, Vantage is on the bottom. And these two different models dictate two different, completely different types of ways that the report is looked at. What I'm going to focus on a little bit today, and we'll do a little bit of both of them, but what I want to focus on is everybody has this mindset of the FICO scoring model, so we're going to focus there. And I'm going to break everything down, color coordinated, and we're going to go into it. So let's go over here. I'm going to write we're going to write credit formula. Formula. There we go. So when we do this, right? Oh, I spelled credit wrong. Oops. Let's get that. Hold on. Make that a little bit bigger. And I would have went up here and did that, no problem. EDI, credit formula. Okay. So let's break each piece down over here. So let's do payment history, PH, right? Let's do amount owed, O, length of credit history, LCH, new credit, and credit mix. Okay. So when we look at all these different categories, when we do that, what goes into each category? Well, highest credit score. I think that's the first thing that you need to know. Highest credit score, 850. Lowest credit score, 300. Well, let's start the mathing. 850 minus 300, 550. So all these numbers equal out to 550. So let's get into it, right? Bring up my calculator. All right, let's bring up the calculator. When we bring up the calculator and we go into this, now we're going to start doing numbers. We're going to start bringing all the numbers together so that so that everything is done perfectly. And the way that we want to do this is we want to focus on these numbers over here. So 35, 30, 15, 10, 10. So let's bring up the calculator again. Let's go into it. Ready? So 550. Let's start with the first one. Payment history times 0.35 comes out to 192.5. Let's do amount 30. 550 times 0.3. 165. Okay. Let's do 15%. 550 times 0.15. That's going to be 82.5. Okay. And then let's do the 10%, which I'm just doing this up on the board. Easy math. This is 55, but I want to make sure that you guys understand it. Times 1, which is that 10%. And then 10%. This all totals, everything here in this box right here, totals 550. Well, let's start to break this down real quick, okay? Let's start to break this down. I'm going to break this down in the color green. These two boxes over here equal 110 points. These two boxes over here, which is your payment and amount owed, equal how much? Well, let's add them together. 192.5 times 165. Oops, I did the wrong thing. 192.5 plus 165 equals 357.5. 357.5. Okay? Then the length of credit history, this is your time. But what I want to do is I'm going to add this piece into here. So this total is added into here. So let's take that 375, that 357 plus 82 and a half, and that's going to bring us a total of 440. Now, when we look at this breakdown, this overall breakdown, this is the most important number. This is the nitty-gritty of every credit report. This is the nitty-gritty of what's on your accounts. This is your payment history. This is your debt utilization. This is your balances. Okay? All this stuff. So let's break this down. To receive all 35%, to all 35, right, percent, you need to have 100% payment history. Let that sink in. For you to get 192.5 points, you need to have 100% payment history. Not 99, not 98, not 97, 100% to receive all 35%. Now let's go to the amount owed. Okay, I'm going to delete this off the board. Give me a second. Let's go to the amount. Right. Let's go to the amount owed. Amount owed is 30%, right? Amount owed, 30%. Oops. 30% equals 0%, which means no debt. Why did I do my D backwards? No debt. Okay? It equals no debt. And because it equals no debt, that's how you get 100% of those points. Okay? Length of credit history. This one's the hardest one to understand, but the easiest one to understand. The easiest one to get after explained. Not the easiest one to understand. The easiest one to get after explained. To get all 15 points, which is 82.5, to get to 15%, okay, you need, okay, simple as this, you need to equal out to an average age of 12 years. So, the closer you get to that 12 years old of average age, you will get all 15%. Now, how can you fix this? Trade lines, authorized users, all these different things can bump up your age. But the whole thing is letting your system age out. That's the whole thing, is to let your system age out. The more your system ages out, the better off you are. the more points you'll receive. That's how you get to that illustrious 850 score. But here's what I'm trying to say to everybody over here that needs credit repair. This is the formula. It's right here. If you need credit repair, all these are messed up. All those are messed up. And because all those are messed up, I guarantee you pulled a bunch of new inquiries, which means now that's messed up. So now you just messed up 495 points. Your credit mix will always be your credit mix because that's installment, revolving, and installment, revolving, and real estate. Because you messed that up, that's how your credit score goes down. Now, how do we have this? Let's put this all up here. I'm just going to give everybody the ability to see this up here. This equals 495 points. Okay? Well, what do you work on? Everybody's always going to run a play, go work on inquiries immediately, get yourself 55 points. Well, Ali, how did you come up with that? Here's your 55 points. There's your 55 points. We wrote it up on the board. That can do that over the phone. You could do that with any different plays that you're going to run. You could run Metro 2. You could run the phone play. You could send out CFPB, FTC, whatever you want. That's what you're going to do. I'm not going to tell you what the best way to do it is. You're going to do whatever you want. But my key over here is this 440 points. That's where you really need to focus. That's where your meat and potatoes are. And if your meat and potatoes are over there, that's where you need to learn how to truly do credit repair. I'm not focused on inquiries. I'm focused on payment history. I'm focused on amount owed, and I'm focused on credit history. First off, if I'm maxed out at 100%, I need to pay that down at least to 20%, if not lower. Where did I pull that? I didn't pull that out of my behind. Under 30% utilization is the key that everybody wants to be at. Well, go to Experian.com. The actual number that they want you to be at is 10. Go to Equifax. Go to TransUnion. They want you to be under 10% to equal that excellent credit history. Well, if they want you to be under 10% for that that excellent credit history, and everybody's telling you go to 30, go to 20, go to 10, you need a goal. So my first point is start here at 20, then go to 10. Because once you learn how to pay your cards down, you learn how to pay your maxed out ability down, your score is going to skyrocket. Which score is that right here? That's this score right here. This is going to skyrocket. That's going to give you the ability to get 165 points back. That's going to give you that ability to go from having 0 in that category to getting 165 points back by just paying back some cards. FYI, here's a hack. Gem time. Installment loans don't count. Loans don't count, which means if I go get a loan for this amount right here, the 100%, and it's an installment loan, it doesn't go towards this amount right here because it's not revolving. The 30% owed is tacked onto the revolving amount because it's not secured. This is a secured amount. The amount that an installment loan is given to you, it's actually secured in the sense the money is there unless you spend it. Then that's where you go. So this is a huge gem right here. Huge gem. Huge gem. Companies that you can get installment loans for with bad credit, Best Egg, SoFi, Funbox. Take a look at those companies. Okay? Take a look at those companies. If you want to know where to go to thescoremachine.com. We're going to put a link in the description when it's time. And if you like this information so far, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. We really need those likes and subscriptions. Thank you guys. Now, let's get rid of this. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to that one. That payment history. That payment history is coming up now. We're going to work on that payment history. And we're going to try to get that 92.5 points back, right? If we go to get that 192.5 points back, how are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to change the color. Go to blue. How do I get that 192.5 points back? Okay. I'm going to remove the late payments. Okay. We want to get that 35 points back, the 35%, or 192 points, we need to, it has to equal 100% payment history. How do we get it back? M2, FCRA, factual disputing, factual, or any method you choose. I like Metro 2. I have an M2 software, so I'm going to like my software. To get you back to 100%, you need to dispute it. You need to do whatever it is to either get that file removed or get that late payment strucken away from the system. M2, honestly, one of my favorite. Okay? Now, last thing that's affected. Last thing that's affected is going to be the last key, last color. Nope, we did orange. Let's do red. Okay? This 15%. This 15% is your credit history. I said authorized users, all that stuff. Okay? But what happens? If you remove an account, your credit history can go down. And if it goes down, you're going to lose 100% of the pointage if it doesn't equal 12 years. Right? So we want to make sure we have a company like the Score Machine that's giving you your average age as you keep going through everything. You want to make sure that you have that up, that you're looking at your average age constantly. You know it's 6 years, you know it's 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. And then what can you do? Buy a trade line. Trade line. Or authorized user. Gem, here we go, incoming gem. Go to family members that hate using credit. Ask them to put you on their account. FYI, those family members that hate credit, I guarantee you have an old ass credit card in their system that they've never utilized. Okay? I guarantee you that. Use that, get your credit score up, and you will be ready to rock and roll. This will build a great credit profile, which when that equals that, you're going to get that whole 550 points, which will equal as close as you can to the 850 credit score. My thing is, every step in the right direction is the same thing. You know the credit formula for FICO, it's literally the same thing for Vantage. It is literally the same thing for Vantage. You break the numbers down, you know that it's 550, you put all the percentages in, and you go from there. Each of those pieces, everything that I explained to you, works on FICO, works on Vantage. You have to make sure you understand that. The more you understand it, the more you will succeed in this game. This is a game, ladies and gentlemen. Knowing how to play it will cause you to win. I have the most 850 users in my community because 850 meaning 850 credit scores, because they understand this formula. They understand what it takes. They don't get rid of credit cards. They don't overspend on credit cards. They don't utilize debt for improper reasons. They utilize it for the proper reasons, which cause them to grow. And the more that it causes them to grow, the more success that they have. And the more success that they have, the more they can utilize their credit to leverage it for opportunities that they will grow with. What type of opportunities may those be? Those opportunities may be businesses, investments, okay? And last but not least, startups. All that stuff is what we teach you to do. All that stuff is where we want you to be. We understand how to do it. Smart Hustlers Club, Smart Hustlers University, the Scoring Machine, FICO Forge, everything that we put together, all these tools that we've put together is for that reason. It's for that reason to win. And to understand this formula is the reason that we win. Everybody, you have a fantastic day. I hope you like and subscribe. And if you like more stuff like this, please do me a favor. Come back, message us with what you want to learn. We'll break it down on the board. We're going to start going to the board a lot. And we're going to start breaking all this stuff down to really, really make you understand credit and how credit is a good game. Have a good day, everybody.